have been part of the world. I look forward to inquiries from you, but I'm confident that if given the chance to be confirmed by you, holding the confidence that the president has reposed in me by his nomination, that you will have someone who is not new to government, understands the intricacies and the inner workings of government, someone who had the honor to rub elbows with some of you in this room and other colleagues, and someone who will make sure that I execute my duties in the interest of the Liberian people, in the interest of this administration, and to always remember that in all that we do, we'll think Liberia, we'll love Liberia, and together we'll build Liberia. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nominee, who give you the opportunity to honor that presentation.
Thank you. Good afternoon, honorable senators, our families, well wishers here, members of the Board State, my fellow nominees. I'm happy to be here today. I'm honored to be here today. We meet here at this unique time in the history of our country, and I'm honored to be present here today to share with you my desire to support and promote the vision of His Excellency President Joseph Numa Boakai, and also to move his vision forward. We as nominees here today, we members of members of the judicial state, we work at the will and pleasure of the president. And I'm grateful that His Excellency preferred me or nominated me to be associated with that portfolio. I'm not new in government. I worked with His Excellency when he was Vice President as an advisor. I worked as Advisor of Political Affairs and Gender Affairs. So we worked on promoting female participation in politics. I worked with Sophill extensively on different projects. I was in his election at the time. We did a lot of good things with the late Geraldine Doe Sherry. We did a lot of work on the gender and empowering women. So I also venture in the private sector. My husband and myself, we own a series of farms in the Bond County area. We work with cooperatives. So we've been adding value to agriculture and improving the well-being of people in rural Liberia. So my vision here today is to be able to, the purpose of my being here today is to let you know and to open up with the vision of His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai. As my colleague said, it's Think Liberia, Love Liberia, Build Liberia vision. We promote that to the best of our ability. And as you know, Minister was nominated designated Minister of State with our portfolio. This is the mind office and the real meaning of the will and pleasure of the president. So I will do what the president wants, and I'll do the best of my ability and in the interests of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair of the Senate Committee on Executive, other senators here present, and members of the Senate Committee on Executive, welcome officials, members of the fourth estate here present, I'd like to thank you all for this opportunity to be heard as to why we have come to serve the people of Liberia, but in the capacity as Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State. I'd like to also use this opportunity to thank His Excellency, Mr. President Joseph Bouma Boakai, for this opportunity or providing me this opportunity to serve. In 2017, I believe that we missed an opportunity to lead the people of Liberia through the Unity Party, and this is one that we have regained at the end of this election. Over the last few weeks, we have watched this government take form, and I'm very glad to be a part of this rescue process. As a young person and a female, I do not take lightly this nomination or this opportunity to serve and contribute generally to the agenda of the president, and most importantly, serve as a gatekeeper to the women, for the women and the youth of Liberia. In this public manner, I would like to commit to exhibiting the highest form of professionalism, dedication, patriotism, and integrity as I discharge my duty as Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State. My name is Cornelia Kuratopa. I'm a lawyer, I'm a political economist, and I have about 6 years experience working in the public sector, beginning right at the Ministry of State as program assistant of the President's Delivery Unit. Coming back to the Ministry of State to serve in a new capacity is an exciting moment for me and an opportunity to showcase those years of tutorship of all of those great men and women that I have sat under as mentors. I hold an LLB from the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law, of Arts in International Politics and Economics from the Kingston University, and a BSc in Economics from the Stella Maris Polytechnic. Since our nomination, we have conducted a series of assessments at the Ministry of State. As we are all aware, the administrative area of the Ministry of State is the backbone and the main function of keeping the ministry afloat. While we have all of the political sections that the various ministers with our portfolios will handle, we will be expected to keep on ground and keep the ministry effective, efficient, and accountable, not just to the president, but the people of Liberia. I can confirm that, like many other ministries across Liberia currently, the Ministry of State is faced with many challenges. We have inherited a ministry with a payroll civil servants of 385 civil servants, but interestingly, a subsidiary payroll, a supplementary payroll of about 730 persons. This payroll was privately managed by the Ministry of State and one official at the Ministry of Finance, and we are currently working with the CSA and the Governance Commission to do a total assessment of the ministry so that we ensure that we do not just have employees at the Ministry of State, but people time, energy, and the positions they serve in contribute to the overall efficiency of the ministry, and the resources of Liberia are used effectively. We have also realized that as a result of that, 700 plus employees, extra employees at the Ministry of State, the ministry spends about 2.5 million annually just on salary. As the senior management team at the Ministry of State, we have hit the ground while pending our confirmation to do these assessments so that by the time we are confirmed, we can tackle these challenges facing the Ministry of State. We believe that once you address these issues at the ministry that holds or sits the presidency, it's easier to ask other ministries to mirror similar pattern or similar administrative decisions that are taken by the ministry. At the Ministry of State, I can confirm to you that all of the systems were either non-existent or not working. There is currently no procurement arm. There is a procurement unit that has now worked for the last 6 years. Everyone did their personal procurement. There is an internal audit committee, a department that did not have an office, used to say, was able to check and balance transactions at the Ministry of State. And even the assets of the ministry cannot be accounted for. We took over a ministry where we're only able to account for one car for the entire Ministry of State. This is a huge challenge with accountability and transparency. And as the DMA designate of the Ministry of State, we can commit to you here today that we are committed to setting up systems that will not just bring accountability back to the presidency or the Ministry of State, but to ensure that those that are under the employ of the ministry are effective and efficient to ensure that we lead to the overall success of the rescue agenda. I would like to thank you all for the opportunity to present to you and state why we feel we are best suited to occupy a position, and I look forward to any other.
Statements to Senators walk in. So we will give them the opportunity to introduce themselves so that you are familiar with the faces as they ask you the various questions on the diverse statements they have to make. So,
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
My name is Bobo Saras. I chair the National Security at this house. I'm in the Senate and I'm representative of Monroe County.
Oh, my name is Joe Brown. I represent Maryland County.
thank you. So,
Alfred. My dear, see your family yourself. I give you the opportunity. But when we go for I think Order. May not let you take care.
thank you. So, on behalf of the committee, three nominees for the splendid presentation today, and so the floor is now open to my colleagues. You can, okay.
Start with my guest. You didn't want to know that minute.
And so,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the nominees. The Ministry of State is a special ministry that basically is managed as president. So I would like to start with the Deputy Minister for Administration. He raised some serious issues for employees. First of all, let me just say happy Valentine's Day. None of you are taking it serious, and I see the senator from Bone County also taking it serious. We raised some issues with the employment, 730 extra payroll. Are they on government payroll? Government employees?
The amount is being paid by the government. We spoke to the Civil Service Agency and they informed us informally that they are not aware of the supplementary payroll currently being run by the Ministry of State. So it's government employees, obviously, because it was the Ministry of State and the Ministry of Finance handling for that under supervision from CSD.
That's the question I have. I'm a little bit worried. part of the manager. If they are not civil servants, you're going to be responsible for roughly 1,100 employees. But of which 700 are not employees of government. That money is also, understanding, is not in the budget. Is it in the budget? Is it budgeted for?
In
Or is it a supplementary budget?
the 2003 budget had an amount of 480,000 for consultancy, which that line was used to cover portion of that. But over the period, with the different recaps and everything, it's in of as far as we know.
Then the question for you is, you are recommending that you hire these 730 persons as civil servants?
No, I'm not. We're currently doing a need assessment or a personnel assessment, and after which we'll make a decision.
Vehicles. Does EPS fall under your jurisdiction?
No, as far as we're informed, it's autonomous,
EPS is autonomous.
yes, to an extent.
So you have no control over
No, the
EPS,
director,
EPS movement or the presidency or the president. You have nothing whatsoever to provide for them.
we coordinate, but we do not have direct control. So EPS runs their separate budget, and it's not covered under the Ministry of State budget.
Okay. Thank you. Let me go to the next. Steve, we are Minister of State without portfolio. Are you Minister of State without portfolio or Minister of State without portfolio for special services? Are you the principal minister? I'm a little bit confused over your appointment.
The principal minister is the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs. However, as I'm sure you know, Honorable Senator, just to refresh your memory, the act creating the Ministry of State, the executive law of 1972 allows the
President has many
Yes, sir.
executive minister.
Exactly, sir.
Well, you're not appointed minister of state. It's without portfolio. My understanding, minister of state without portfolio has a unique place for the president. That gives the president latitude to say what he wants to do. Extra work. And because of that, I think that law gave him that minister of state without portfolio. And then you have as many deputies, as many assistant ministers. So I'm a little bit, I might need some clarity on this. It's not, I'm quite aware of the executive act that he has a minister of state, president that latitude to do so. But anyway, your function is for special services. So you're not the minister, you're not a deputy minister to the Ministry of State, but you are a minister of output. Right.
And in addition, if I may add further, in conversations with the president, he's made it clear that another key function of mine will be to manage the president's delivery unit. And that unit, as you know, Honorable Senator, has the responsibility to remove bottlenecks from projects that are stalled, to enhance the implementation of major projects, especially those from the president's office, to also coordinate and manage the affairs of the diaspora office. And the president has spoken of the need to have Liberians in the diaspora being more involved, and the office will coordinate that, as well as the philanthropy of the president's office.
So technically, you are a principal minister of the portfolio. Because you keep referring to yourself as deputy minister or foreign minister of state.
No, I am a minister, well, upon confirmation of Gopi, hopefully. But the nomination is for a minister of state with our portfolio for special
So
services.
you'll be part of the cabinet. That's basically my question.
Yes, sir, I will be.
You're a cabinet member,
Yes, sir, I am.
full-fledged cabinet member.
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
I just want to know when I vote, whether to say yes or no.
Yes, sir, I will be.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I got one more minute.
Sure, you
I
can.
can leave the,
You can go.
I can go there.
Go ahead. Go.
Thank you. I'm dedicating to Minister of State just destiny. Any particular function you've been assigned, or the person who assigned the function is asking.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. I'm actually the principal minister of state with our portfolio. So,
So Steve got everything.
Steve is special. So that's the way the act is set up, so we
Thank you.
can.
Well, Thank you for clarity.
Yeah,
I think that's what I want.
Yeah, that's what you want to make clear, so I wanted to wait until I have the opportunity to speak to it.
Okay, of course, Mr. Chairman, I think that's enough clarity on what I want to know. Respect for this, and I think I'm giving time. Thank you. So, thank you, Lex. You, Honorable Dillon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. When President Weir nominated Blanco, Wisha Blanco, to serve as Minister of State and Chief of Staff as a member of the committee to the 54th legislature, I held the opinion that we should review the act so that the President's Chief of Staff don't have to come for confirmation. As a senator, I wouldn't want anybody to choose my Chief of Staff, you may recommend, but I should have the right to choose my Chief of Staff. And so normally when the President nominates people at the Ministry of State, at those principal levels, it places me in a challenging position to ask a question because it is the President's prerogative to decide who walks in his office. But the law provides, as it is, that we will face any confirmation. I do not need to ask questions just for the sake of asking questions. The concern I have, and it is actually not clarified here in my head. So let me ask, Mr. Nominees, Steve Quia and Madam Benton, does the act call for the President to nominate 4 cabinet ministers as Minister of State without portfolio and attach anything else there? Question.
You want to answer?
Yes.
Okay.
The act, Mr. Senator, provides for the President to appoint as many ministers of state to our portfolio as is needed for the effective functioning of his office. I was nominated as Minister of State with our portfolio. However, considering that there are 2 ministers of state with our portfolio, the President saw it fit, in his wisdom, to identify me as being responsible for special services.
Do you have a copy of the act?
Not with me, but I've read it. I can pull it up.
So that I can escape all this confusion because at least I know that the President has latitude to appoint other deputy and assistant minister of state as many as he or she days to run the effective governance of the presidency. The Minister of State will have portfolio, they want to carry 4 cabinet positions, along with the Minister of State without running for president.
Yes, Mr. Senator.
Correct?
Yes, you're correct. In the act, you have the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, and you have the Minister of State without portfolio. That's the principal Minister of State without portfolio. Then you have other ministers. The president can create up to 6 of the other ministers with qualifications such as special services for the economy.
No, I got that. If Minister of State will have portfolio for economic affairs, Minister of State will have portfolio for this affairs.
Yes, you're correct. But then you have, like, I'm designated for Minister of State without portfolio, so I'm the principal Minister of State without, principal minister that will be able to cross across, like what we've done recently with the president. You do. Yes, sir.
Don't say you're holding a very
Yeah, let's
we will have to do this thing so that we don't be the reason that there will be some confusion in the presidency. We want to make sure that the act will pass, that is what we are confirming. I may be wrong. I know that the act created the Ministry of State, and as amended in 2011, I may be wrong still, but I'm not too sure that we deliberately decided that we have many ministers of state for different affairs. You got that? Minister of State with our portfolio, in my view, is the most relevant cabinet position in the entire government. I feel so because the Minister of State with our portfolio, in effect, is the Minister of State with all the portfolios as believed in by the President. And we did not intend, the law did not intend that there will be many ministers of state who have portfolio. So we need to clarify that so we can proceed forward. Madam Nominee Craig, you are aware as principal deputy Minister of State for Presidential Affairs for Administration, correct?
Yes, sir.
My colleague, Senator Finley asked the question, and we want us to be clear about it. Have you done a study of the employment, the wage bill of the Ministry of State from 2018? What was it, and what are you inheriting? I didn't get that.
The most recent wage bill, which was what I presented here, the backdated wage bill is not yet available to us, but as I said, we're in current, pending our confirmation, current discussions with the CSA and the Governance Commission, so that we can do a full study of the Ministry of State. And that will provide all of those necessary.
You work at the Ministry of State before?
I did.
Do you think the current size of employees, as you said, is something okay?
Personally, I feel the Ministry of State is overstaffed. Some of our review that we've done from the outside, you see that one position has about 3 persons carrying out that particular function. There are other positions where there is the portfolio, and then you have different names carrying out the same functions. So we're hoping that this personnel assessment that we're doing will be able to clearly provide TORs for each of the roles and how many persons you need per department. Plus, let me check in one typical example. The executive pavilion is an outstation of the Ministry of State. The executive pavilion currently has 78 employees, like Ministry of State employees, just for cleaning and securing the executive pavilion. The Centennial Pavilion has 76 persons there just for securing that area. You have the United Conference Center, which is also an outstation, having about 60 plus employees just taking care of the area. So I think generally the Ministry of State is overstaffed. And that's something we need to address if we want efficiency. If the assessment shows that we need 1,000 plus employees at the Ministry of State, then their roles have to be clear so that we make sure we are effective and efficient in carrying out these duties.
Okay, so, in 2022, the national budget, 2022, the Ministry of State, the presidency, had 18.4 million US dollars, out of which the president, office of the president had 5 million. In 2023, this budget year just ended December 2023, the Ministry of State had 15.1 million US dollars, out of which the office of the president had 4.3 million. Have you gone through the budget to confirm the issues of calling?
So we reviewed what has been provided to us so far. As you know, different departments cannot provide us with all of the documents because we're not DNA proper of the Ministry of State. But with the freedom of information, we can get at least on the surface information from them. And what we have provided to us has an approved budget for the Office of the President of 3.9 million. But we've been made to understand from the Finance Department that there were reallocation over the period, and those reallocation led to increment in the overall budget. But we can only be provided with information after confirmation.
So you said about the office of the president, what about the Ministry of State?
The Ministry of State total budget that we have here is around 9. What they provided to us is around maybe around 60 million if I add all of the different subtotals that we have on the paper.
Normally I bring.
But that's before the recast and reapportion.
Yeah, normally I bring the budget to this year, entity by entity, and say how much in the budget for those entities. Because the country take on the budget and look at how much the long paper and they put the whole budget down, and the whole year that the long paper and the thing. From this figure, do you think the 14 million is okay or 16 million is okay or we need to increase it?
I think the allocation, what the amount is allocated for assessment, you have maybe more than 50% of that amount just on salaries. It's not program based, and that's similar to all of the different ministries where everything there is either for stationery, office materials, salaries, and that is it. I feel residency is a space for special projects. That's why you have special projects, special services. For this special intervention, I think if we can reallocate for more emphasis to be placed on those sort of interventions. In the past, when I used to work for the Ministry of State, we had a Ministry of State scholarship across all of the different universities. As far as the information I have, that is not currently ongoing. And I feel that if we reallocate the amount provided to the presidency, once it's agreed by the legislature, obviously, into more program-based and solution-driven projects, that way you can say that that amount is okay for the ministry. But if just based on salaries and furnitures and stationaries, I don't think that's the best use of our resources.
Dominique, talking about program-based HMR project, we just increase it to our total. Now, complicated decided yet though, the committee. Let me ask the follow-up question. You can choose to answer on that. You will be sending, should you be confirmed at the pleasure of the president? You will also be delivering on his vision. Each of you, do you actually know the president's vision? Are you content with the base of the foundation of the government? Question.
Thank you, Mr. Senator. Yes, I am aware. I'm cognizant of the vision. I'm cognizant of the rest and what it represents. In terms of the pace at which we're going, the president is an experienced visionary. And he has said to us before, when there was some clamoring around accelerating the pace of appointments, he reminded us that when he used to drive, he had 4 gears to go forward and 1 to go back. And he reminded us as his team that every now and then you have to go in reverse as a means of finding safe passage. I believe what is happening now is deliberate, it is thoughtful, it is in the interest of the country, and I have absolutely no reason to doubt the resolve of the president in doing that which he took an oath to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Senator, Honorable Senator. Yes, I am I'm aware and I'm participating in the vision of the president of the arrest. We worked on the arrest, and very recently, 4 days ago, we started work on the agricultural part of it because I went on my first mission in Abidjan to discuss with the ADB Bank to resuscitate some of the funding that went dormant. So we are hopefully we will be working very soon. We should have some serious funding coming through that were not allocated before, affecting the agriculture sector. So those are coming online, and that's part of what his vision to be able to boost agriculture in the country. And also we saw that in the first 100 days, we have the no car get stuck in the mud project. So we've been working as well on the funding to make this possible. We're not going to tie all the roads, but we're going to make the roads possible so that no car gets stuck in the mud. So I'm working with him on that, and we'll almost finalize the financing on that. So the plan is to have service stations in every county. So the government hopefully will own its own equipment. So we have what we used to have in the past, maybe before I was born. But we'll have service stations in every county that when the rain is here, and we can train either the EFL to come in or some of our youth so that they can manage the road and make the road possible for our people to get up there so it doesn't get stuck. So not only I believe in it, I'm living it, I'm working in it, I'm doing what we need to do to be able to move this. And with regards to the nomination, as my colleague said, the president is deliberate. He's trying to get everybody involved. We've seen lists of different, the election was pioneered by the Liberian people. So you need to be careful how you do nomination. You need to get everybody involved. So that's what we do. So it will all happen in good time. Thank you.
Thank you. I am aware of the agenda of the president, committed to it, championed this agenda during the campaign. I'm still a champion of this agenda and believe that this is something that can be achieved by this government. As to the pace of the nomination or formation of the government, I would say that we, as staffers of the Ministry of State, work at the will and pleasure of the president like everybody else, and therefore we must first and foremost trust his judgment and his leadership, but as we go along, those reservations are normally made to him in private, and we get the response like what the Minister of State for Portfolio for Special Services designate has mentioned. So we are confident in the leadership of the president, and we are hopeful of know that his decision and his pace of his nomination is in the best interest of the Liberian people.
Do you have the courage to listen to the president, not necessarily in the public. And do you believe, or do I believe that we agree that if things is not bad, so you already get it?
As to this, I work at the Ministry of State. I have a record for respectfully disagreeing with him and going back and forth on some of his decisions or suggestions. And that is what I believe has increased his confidence in me despite age and whatever else that might come to play. And no, as a stalwart of the Unity Party, obviously I remain an advocate for as much incorporation as possible, and not just a stalwart, but I'm in charge of inter-party affairs of the Unity Party, so I'm responsible to make sure that all of our Unity Party Alliance members are covered under this arrangement.
When you are confirmed, the code of conduct says at the level, you should involve with party management. When you resign,
yes, that is something that can be considered, but again, it has to come after confirmation.
that's it. Should you be considered?
That is something that can be considered.
You are all obligation to do it. That's about consideration. You want to complete that you do it.
Yes, once we review the laws and they are that clear without any
It is as fair as one from 5 different states. It says, at your level, you should not be in political party management.
Senator, as I confirmed during my introduction, we are committed to upholding the different rules and laws of this country, and where explicitly provided by law, we are committed to ensuring that we live by those laws that are
Thank you
provided.
for answering my question as a lawyer. I was telling all school nominees the response from legal time. Legal chairman, are you?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And you don't necessarily have to have questions to intervene. If you have statements, you are most welcome to make a statement.
Thank you very much. And let me say congratulations to the 3 nominees. I don't have questions for you because I know you, I've worked with you. And I trust the wisdom of Mr. President to select you to manage the presidency. So congratulations to all of you, and the committee will decide at the point of voting. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Senator. Thank you, who's next? The Honorable Senator from Long County,
Distinguished senators of this great committee. Firstly, I want to say congratulations to the nominees. And as the Constitution plainly established the president nominated, and then the Senate confirmed. In the wisdom of the framework of the Constitution, the confirmation has to do with vetting the nominee character, different credentials that they have presented, and helping the president to validate his or her confidence, that has been reposed in those nominees. Having said that, and having interacted with the 3 nominees, I think I can clearly thank the president for such a nomination, because like the Vice Chair, Corina Kuratopa, just stated, we work together. She's a result-oriented, driven person, and I think she's better placed to help the presidency to move those things that are needed to move for the benefit of our country. And for the Minister of State with our portfolio for special services. For you to work with the former Vice President for a little over 6 years, and you left and went into the private sector. So I call you back. I think it means a lot. So I want to say congratulations. And I hope you can build on what you did in time past to have this office successfully run, as you have been given another tax. And to my sister from Bon County, I want to also say congratulations. Among among so many daughters of Bon, you have been prepared to serve as a minister in this government. I want to say we from Bon County, we are proud, and I'm quite sure you're going to prove us right.
But he on the committee.
You get what you're right.
I get what you're right. You're going to prove us right.
The committee got to
And
report
you
first.
have my fullest support, and I want to say thanks to the president for preparing a daughter of Bon County to serve in that capacity. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for holding me the opportunity.
The Honorable Senator from local county.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the opportunity. Good afternoon, nominees. First, let me congratulate you for the preferment. I think I have known you people, all three, for some time now. I have a specific confidence. I think you being on the president team, I think there will be some positivity. Congratulations. One question for the Deputy Minister for States. You did mention in the presentation about you inheriting only one vehicle from the past government. That is true. Do you intend to investigate and then give us reason why those cars that was assigned to the Ministry of State to be retrieved? Do you have any opportunity to do that?
Yes, sir. We do have the intent, and we currently have some preliminary findings. What we were informed of by the current procurement unit is that most of the procurement of vehicles during the last administration were done individually and not through the regular procurement process. So the one vehicle turned over was the one vehicle that was procured according to them using the procurement process. So that is turned over. We intend after confirmation to check in with the GSA on the overall fleet of the Ministry of State. We know that a couple of days ago, the president established an assets recovery team as well. We're hoping that that team will further investigate this, and we should be able to get some results. From our preliminary, it was a break in the procurement procedures, so there is no way the motor pool, for example, cannot account for the cars that were not turned over to motor pool or that they were not servicing or in control of. Procurement cannot give us any report for cars that they did not go through procurement processes to procure. So we're hoping that with the help of GSA, we should have some answers in the coming months once we are confirmed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Okay.
Thank you.
Don't you get a question?
Good question. Good look at that.
Senator McGill will have the floor. Senator McGill.
I had the privilege of serving that ministry for 4.5 years. So normally I don't like to question the nominee in a way that tries to disqualify them. Because when you're serving the president, the complication of serving the president, anyone of you, do you really understand what it means to be minister of the minister of state? Do you understand that? The president.
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
is the question
Yes.
understood or you want to
Yes,
reframe
we
the
do.
question? Is it understood?
Yes, I do.
You know, just sitting here listening to a book of you, I can already see the confusion. Everybody wants the president to go. You can buy two ministers of state who they are already arguing who is the proper minister. Do you understand the responsibility of your state? And you see as ministers what they do, the people that work together, everybody can be sure. And what it can lead to undermine the president.
Thank you, Senator. But my colleague and I, the object created against the Ministry of State, we will follow that to the best of our ability. And what he mentioned was a conversation that he had. So it's not particularly what's in the act. So we'll try to follow the act as to the best of our ability. But we do work as a team, and we'll try to continue working as a team.
I hope so. I hope so. You know, when you're working around the president, different thing when you're working in the federal office, a different thing than running a separate. What you have to do is that you are by yourself. But you're working in a ministry where you have a principal who control over you, and everybody trying to get into that around that person. How long you been working? Have you ever worked in Ministry of State before?
No, but I worked in the office of the vice president as an advisor when he was vice president.
How long?
I've been there for 6 years, officially a year, but we work together throughout. Yeah, we work together.
The deputy minister, Minister Kura, I listened to you say you can disagree with her, is that correct?
In private, yes.
There's friends,
You can disagree.
there's friends.
In private, yes.
No, so if you disagree with her, friend, it's not going with you now.
No, I will not. Well, I'll try to pursue the president to
Do you
see.
disagree with vice president?
But in advising, you can agree or disagree.
But do you publicly say that you can disagree?
Yes, in private.
You get what
Or you can vice president?
That is different between
But
my
in
game and my
advising, you can agree or disagree.
You know,
team. Put that middle on. You
know, honestly, I'm encouraging you people to are working with this. So now I'm working with Mr. Waka, Mr. Waka, I stand up around. The presidency has enormous power. And normally, when you are staffed to the president, your disagreement is not an opinion disagreement, it's an advisement to the president. Because your opinion is the president's opinion. Do you understand that? Or do you know that? That your opinion is not your personal opinion, but the opinion of the president.
Opinions publicly stated, yes, I will agree, but not, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't get that.
When you tell the president something, the president says, it's not your opinion. It's not you saying it, the president who's doing it. You know that.
Correct.
So you're not disagreeing with the president, you're advising the president. You understand that? Because you can't disagree with the president. You can only advise the president will make the decision. The women won't have the power to openly disagree with the president. I told you that. Not the minister of state or the deputy minister of state. You can't go tell the president disagree. Even to publicly say that you can disagree with the president, you know that. What are the lucky pushing you? I'm advising the nominee because you better respect you better learn what I want to encourage you. The job you're going to do, the difficult job. One of the most difficult jobs you're going to do because you're working with the president. So I want to encourage everyone. Especially two people who are arguing right now, who's the principal every day, who's not principal every day. Those are the things that undermine the work of the president. Because in the president's office, the power struggle and the influence everybody trying to get who control or who say what for the president can lead to presidency. So I want to encourage you.
watch out for that.
I want to encourage you. And I say, nobody was the president before. I don't know you personally, but I know you were the president before. I think that is doing me. I'm after a year that I was in school, I worked in the Ministry of State. She has experience working there. But it's a difficult job to go to. Don't see it as a simple job. Don't see it as being secondary job. I don't know, definitely secondary for you.
National vice.
National vice. Don't see it as you be national vice. The way you do that, you set up the minister, but then you get power. Well, you don't get too much power. Power of the president. But you can have the president succeed in making sure you are the president right. Let me just give one example. Our Minister of State for 4.5 years. The card I used was the card that Brisbane gave me. The only card they bought for me. So nobody should really say it was my card. Maybe when I bought my card, maybe when I left, the other people in the bank, I when I was minister. Only one card I used. Remember, no. One card I used. The card Brisbane 10 was away, the card I used until I left the country.
You get Brisbane a car by now?
No, I sent it to you. Because the car was old and didn't I know Brisbane, I want to
They don't appreciate that, man.
So I want to encourage you because that's a difficult job. And the public will be looking at you. Every time the president makes mistakes, anytime things go wrong, the president only makes mistakes. Anytime things go wrong, the only way the president is working. But the unity among you will make the president succeed. The unity among the people. But everybody get ego. And everybody wants, right now the president need me, I don't know how many ministers of state will work before he has needs. Now, even your salary, you don't cut it down the employee. When you're needing more people to be ministers, then each of the people, they have minister's salary. You know what I'm saying? So instead of limiting people, instead of keeping small people on the job, you're leaving big people, and you're going to be, each of the people going to be making minister's salary. Each one of the minister's salary can go maybe 5, 6, 7, or 10 ordinary citizens. You soon realize that that's a problem. So in the president, I want to suggest, I'm not saying you can't downsize. You gotta remember that one of the major issues in the country that job employment, that job security. And if you put in money, that be mindful. Put in money that you employ big bureaucracy at the top, and the smaller people you put it down. So I just want to advise you to be very mindful on how you lay people out. At the same time, this ministry will get more ministers than ever before. Because the president has a latitude to name as many ministers and deputies, especially in his office. And so that my bad. The other question I want to add, you know, people say mean chief of staff. When they have a president, you ready? There's no way in the ad say chief of staff is president. It's the principal assistant president. And you gotta be the minister of state. So when you become minister, then you carry a title of principal assistant. You have to have a function. So you be the principal assistant. But you get too many ministers. I just want to order them whatever you united, make sure the president is involved. Because for me, I want to see the president succeed. So I wish you get out from Ministry of State. I wish you the best. But also you have to be united. If you're not united, you're just fighting that ministry everything. So all the best. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Senator. I just wanted to state for reasons of clarity that in our desire to provide information, if we came across as arguing, then I was certainly not the intent. I mentioned earlier, I think it was before you came in, that I worked actually for 12 years as the then Vice President Chief of Staff. And based on accolades and comments we received, we serve with distinction. And for us, it is not a matter of pride or being pompous. But in the then office of the Vice President, we surrounded ourselves with competent people, including people who had way more qualifications than we did. But the intent was to bring the best and the brightest to do the work. And the president called me and he offered me a role in government. And I accepted that with the greatest of humility. And we have a commitment to continue to serve this country, to serve his office at his will and pleasure. And I'm sure there will be moments of disagreement among us as his aides. But I assure you that those disagreements will not interfere with the smooth performance of our responsibilities. And so the question raised as to who is senior to me, with all due respect, is immaterial. Whatever the president wants me to do, and having laid out those responsibilities, I will execute to the best of my ability. And I see Mrs. Bility and even Mrs. Ruatoba as my colleagues. And we will work together. So thank you very much for the advice, and we appreciate it.
So Dobby Magil.
Thank you.
The only one Magil there.
No Magil, then Maggie. Maggie.
So we now give the floor to the Honorable Senator from Lopa, Senator Jonathan, you have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I really wanted to ask a sweating question. Well, listen to the candidates. One is a lawyer. So that's my hire. A lawyer is always a friend of another lawyer unless otherwise provided. So, by virtue of being a lawyer, I'm a young person, and I've been a lawyer over 20 years. So, I think you get my blessing, my vote. And the second reason is that you went to school with my niece. She also disagreed with me a lot, and not in disrespect. So when you say you disagree with her over some time, I thought about her. Sometimes she disagree with me on discussion, very smart child. So you have reflected through her. So go ahead, you have the word, but walk with care. But here, the last time I met you was in the VP office, and I want to talk to you about this. I will not go into the detail here, don't be afraid. But I will say something on that issue. So, and you're wondering where I was last met. So I don't know, you must have been the juice you're drinking, so that I can try to be like you. I want to say congratulations and good that Albert Protector was selecting you again to work with him. You did very well. You arranged a lot of meetings when you're in the vice president office. And then we had a lot of discussion on your stewardship. I want to congratulate you in advance and hope that we can continue to have those. And then, so you, my sister, you spoke about the road. You working with the president, that's good. In the rain, the car hit in the mud, right? But right now the car is not running. It's 20 miles per hour. So you can't run more than 30, you can't run more than 20 when you pass down on Lopa Road. So I want to go back to Lopa. I want your assurance that it will be improved when I go back by April or one back there for Ramadan. I'm not a Muslim, but I visit Lopa every Ramadan. So besides my every visit Ramadan will be coming up. So if you can assure me that by the time making those visits, I will run 30, 40. The governor is 10, 20 from 40 up to Guatemala. So I want to assure you that you will have my support when it comes up. I'm not going to either.
I can assure you, Mr. Senator.
All right.
You got my insurance.
Okay.
Not only you got my insurance on the road, you got my insurance for every child in this country to have a chair to sit on. So we're working on the One Child, One Chair project to be able to give a seat to every child in this country. That's the least we can do for them in education. Thank you.
Okay, with that assurance, Mr. Chair, let me thank you for the opportunity. And we pray for better days while working in the government. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Slovenia, please have the floor.
To Minister Destiny of State without portfolio, the Deputy Minister for Administration. Mine just an last, and only one question to you, Mr. Former Chief of the Staff, the former Vice President. Before I come to your two police, if you the same Steve who served as Chief of the Staff, and after the election 2018, your joint football and the borderline capture $500,000 will turn over the new incoming vice president? Is he the same president?
Mr. Senator, I was the chief of staff up to the end of his administration, the then vice president, and yes, we did compile a report, and we turned over cash balances, we turned over gas slips, coupons, we turned over vehicles.
Yes.
Because the person we represented wanted us to do the right thing and insisted that we should do the right thing. And that's what we did. To be honest, I don't remember the exact figures, but definitely we turned over assets.
Mr. Minister Desmond, again, you the same person who turned over 500,000 over gas slip to the incoming vice president at the time 2018. You that they nominated him to be Minister of State for Special Services. Oh, you ain't gonna send me. Why don't?
No, I am.
The reason I'm asking you, you're all about a politician. But today, when you ask me, the great politician like you're not very president, but you say you want black guy, you want president, and more than a politician in Liberia, you need transparency and accountability. And for people to work with me, I'm a president we are responsible. Well, my own president, the day somebody goes there, or so, as a politician, when you ask me today, I believe President Joseph Boakai, people that are nominated to those positions, and people that are working with a party, institution, and then when people come here and stay there for the party for 40 years, and their children, because some family people, their father behavior, their mother's behavior, I want to bring out. So if my friend, I know Senator Jim Biden, in the future, my children and children will think together and their behavior. So I believe very strongly, the time I just stay around the moment, you will not make it shame. You'll do your best. I really asked that question because I was representative when you were vice president. I visited your office many days, many times I interacted with you. Or to see a young Liberian who loses a job for 6 years and turn over gas slip, 500,000, $500,000 worth of gas slip, cars. For me, you see politics. So extraordinary. Thank you. I tell you what we will feel. Men are talking as that people. So, Mr. Speaker, Chairman, Co-Chair on Executive, I believe we'll work with you. And now, like you rightly said in your presentation, that you are also going to serve as the zone. You know, I've been the corridor presidency. My uncle was president for 10 years. In this time, we kind of do. Not because I hear myself from Grand Judah, but he was my mother's youngest brother, one man, one part. So I understand presidency. Assistant the minister now, before then, the late Johnny Jerry Paul was assistant special services. Assistant Minister of State for Special Services. I know how powerful is that position. Special services. Anything that the president wants to do, the private business or mentor, everything will be you. For your flexibility to the legislature, that will hurt. Your flexibility to the legislature, that will bring the executive and the legislature go closer. There are a lot of things to be done in the interest of the Liberian people. So the goodwill that you started when the owner was vice president for 12 years and now go out running power to be the leader of the this country for 5 million people. Keep it up. Nobody should tell you. My man, you see when your chief of office staff, when you left, you now carry nothing, they want at your time. Don't listen to them. It's a be safe for all of us. You see, any minister or any legislator, whosoever working in government involving corruption, is the perception of our constituents. When you are seated in the position, the first thing will tell you, my man, at your time. And that time that you go on your feet for 12 years, you will continue it. It does not mean I'm sorry for the language. It does not mean that you are stupid. You are a very honest person and continue it. And God has all of our feet. To the Honorable Deputy Minister of Administration.
Senator, if you don't mind, before you
come in,
before I respond to that, I just wanted to say that I'm truly humbled by your remarks, and I only see this as an opportunity to do better. I remember holding several meetings with you, and the fact that you are still in public service also speaks to your own commitment to the people of Grand Junction and the people of Liberia. You have our assurance, as we have also given those same assurances to His Excellency the President, that we will serve at our utmost best. And you can be assured of that. Thank you again for your kind words. And if my mom were alive today, she'd be rolling on the ground, crying, thanking God for this day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. My dear Deputy Minister of Administration, your State President, again, it's not a question, it's just advice. I can remember 2006, 2018, January 22nd, before the CDC government came to power. The former president, Madam Ellen Johnson, she had a policy along with the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs and the Protocol Department that every Wednesday, legislators from both houses had an opportunity to go and meet her to explain about the district and the county. You understand? Because you are the delegate for administration, the proper minister will be busy with the president or those things to be brought to your attention. It will derive from you. And I'm trying to remind you that everybody knows. It's not everybody that from the Unity Party. It's not everybody that was on a rescue team, but we are representing the Liberian people. And the president is the chief executive. He has the implementing power for the entire republic. So if the representative or senator now have that opportunity to see the president on a special day, definitely you will not get a good result from those districts and those counties. See, for example, the president will go for county tour. But Senator Peno, Senator Tomo Yaya, you can see the president. The other senators, the other representatives from the Bureau district, the 73 district, I think Unity Valley has at least member in the House of Representatives. So if you think they are from CDC or they are from the particular political party, they will not be given that opportunity to see the president. You are not doing it to them. You are doing it to the president's office. Because there will be certain things that the minister or the representative or the senator wants to tell the president, they not need message through rescue men. So very strongly from 2006 to 2018, it started working. It's the same Unity Party that brought our policy. Will you guys continue the former president Ellen Johnson legacy by respecting the legislators on Bureau districts and counties and the Deputy Minister of Administration? Are you guys going to continue with that?
Please, I would prefer you use the word nominees and guys.
I'm sorry. Nominee, if confirmed, Minister, will you continue the legacy of the former president Ellen Johnson by respecting the people's deputies?
Honorable Senator, I would like to assure you that we are committed to ensuring that the three branches of government work in coordination. We are aware that in order to succeed, basically, that will entail not just the executive performing, but also the legislature and the judiciary as well, working along with us. Outside of being a nominee for this position, I'm also a politician. And as a politician, I know that if I want something done, I have to cut across just my own party line. I contested most recently in District 13, Monterrey County, and I had to go beyond just unity party, even to citizens and others who did not support the rescue mission, to give my platform and get them to buy into it. We bring similar attributes to this position, working across political lines towards the or success. The Ministry of State will be not just hoping for welcoming to the legislature as we hope to the agenda of the executive, the overall government, but also we will have some legislative agenda that will need you to answer our calls to. So we are aware that if we close the door to you, you too will close your doors to us. So we can commit to working and coordinating with this branch of government.
Representative Joabin, now Deputy Minister Destiny. Thank you for your answer. But I will say it again because it's paramount to me and my colleagues in the House of Representatives who do not have that opportunity to interact with you with information, because we want for peace and stability to continue in this country. After election, people that never voted for you, they can harass you for things. I've been experiencing it for years. So I'm not going to ask anybody. I'm telling you, please, Deputy Minister for our ministry, Deputy Minister if confirmed, please, again, the representatives and senators, when they call you, because the minister, Crispy, Minister of State or President, will tell you, always be busy. You for administration, you'll be dealing with employees, dealing with gas, dealing with this, you'll be less busy to do with ordinary representatives and senators. So when they call you, please share your number with them. There's tomorrow. There's tomorrow. And now you are nominated by the president, be confirmed by the senators. If confirmed, and you feel that, yes, you're a big politician, you have your will, there'll be tomorrow. They'll be monitoring you. Tomorrow night, possibly can be Minister of Justice. But you can't run by as well. But yet, yesterday, when you were confirmed, you never answered our call. Senator Bani from Maryland is the chair for executive, co-chair. Tomorrow, most of our colleagues, I will not say that for my colleagues to get problem with executive, and even here, I want to run them. So you're opening those doors, now we're problem this one. Don't give a headache when there's no paracetamol around. Please.
Okay, Senator.
Oh, my dear sister from, like I'll use a word from my colleague from one country, my dear sister from one, Minister Destiny for Minister of State without proposing. Well, for me, when I enter, when I saw your Barrow Street, I tell my daughter, you're my daughter with them. So I feel that my daughter sitting here. So no sleep, no question for me.
During the course of you responding to Ambassador's question, a member of the committee walked in, Senator T.B. Smith from Riverside. Mr. Smith, Do you have any intervention?
Thank you, God Chair. Nominees, congratulations. My name is Wellington Tifon Smith. I represent the people of Riverside and I chair the Agriculture, Forestry, and Fishery Committee of the Senate. I'm a member of this committee. I do have more questions for all of you. President Joseph Waka nominated you to manage his office, right? You get my support. He decides who works in his office. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, would like to get the opportunity to the Honorable Senator from Monsolado, Former chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and co-chair members of the committee. Congratulations again. Madam Benedict. I heard you talking about a child, one chair, right? You have a budget for that? Budget? Okay, so.
We have a resourcing funding for it. There is in the budget.